What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title's going out. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe button for me, please. Y'all have the Chicago Mayor Johnson. I feel like I haven't did a video, within Chicago Mayor Johnson. I had to. I definitely had to. I had to check this out. Because it is pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up. On top of that, it's something that I definitely wanted to call out. Because I feel like it's definitely important, to do. Check out what this mayor said, y'all.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that. And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
Somebody said up under here, we absolutely can jail our way out of violent crime. If we just locked up all the violent criminals for life after their third offense, crime would drop in half. We got this graph here. If we locked up the violent criminals for life after their first offense, violent crime would drop 80%. 80%. My thing is, I look at the simple fact. And this is not me just being like, I feel like it's just one of those things of clean house. And I say clean house because there's been too many things that's been going on, especially this case that we actually going to talk about today. You already have individuals, U.S. citizens that are truly doing things they shouldn't be doing. Criminals, violent criminals, individuals that do bad things. But then to have illegal aliens, individuals that shouldn't even, obviously be here, in the United States. It makes it 10 times worse. So when I say clean house, I feel like it definitely, when it comes to the illegal aliens, because there's things that obviously need to be fixed and handled. But then you have individuals like, Mayor Brandon Johnson. You have these blue states that truly just don't do what they need to do. This right here is very sickening. It's very, very sickening. This is a flashback before we get into what I actually want to, obviously, what this video is about. But this just goes to show you this is nothing new, within Mayor Brandon Johnson. And it's something that, it's truly sickening, that happens, and I truly feel bad for individuals. This was posted October 7th, 2025. Somebody actually just posted this a few days ago as a flashback of what, Mayor Brandon Johnson is about. Check it out.
Well, the real Chicagoans that I talk to, that I communicate with, mostly black and brown, actually, tell me that you don't seem to know the difference between illegal aliens and real Chicago citizens. They feel that you are siding with the illegal aliens over them in their communities. And okay. Sadly,
William, let's get to the question.
Let's get to the question. The real question is simply this. I don't know how to make it any more direct. An illegal alien from Nicaragua grabbed a woman on the north side last week, bashed her head into the sidewalk, knocked her unconscious, and raped her. If that had been your wife, Stacey.
Okay, all right, we're not going to answer it. Thank you. Thanks, William.
All right.
Would you want ICE to deport her?
All right. Let's move on.
And that just goes to show you that he has no character. So when I show y'all the next things that I'm going to show y'all, it's not surprising on the way that he's acting. And this is exactly why he should resign. Because of the things that he's about. I'm telling y'all, it's definitely sickening. And I apologize, if I say, her name wrong. Sheridan Gorman. She went for a walk by a lake in Chicago on Thursday and was unalived by illegal from Venezuela who came under Biden. My thing with this is that, and I feel like it just irritates me a lot. It irritates me a lot as I'm thinking about this. And I pieced this video together a certain way, Y'all got this young lady, 18 years old. She's 18. And no protest. No protest whatsoever. You have people that are aggravating, destroying equipment, assaulting agents, doing the most. Anytime that, there's things that need to be done or things that, have been done, when it comes down to Renee, and I always forget the other guy's name, you sit there and you protest, but when it comes to illegal, I got this picture up here for a reason. For all the people that's always in my comments down below saying this, saying that, think about it. Just think about it. Look at this young lady right here. You always want to talk crazy. You always want to sit there and talk crazy to my supporters and my comments. Take a look at this young lady. Now I want y'all to actually think about the things that y'all do, the actions that y'all take. When y'all sitting there protesting for people that truly have did horrible, horrible things. And it's a legal alien. This man unalived her. Make that make sense. Truly sickening. Says the illegal immigrant accused of unaliving Loyola University Chicago student Sheridan Gorman entered the U.S. during the Biden administration and was later apprehended and released into the country, DHS says. Authorities say the Venezuelan national, who had prior shoplifting arrests, allegedly, shot, Gorman. It's pretty sad, in an apparent ambush along the Chicago lakefront. One thing that is truly sickening is that you would think of a young lady just enjoying, her night just for individual, again, from the Biden administration, the left that's constantly pushing this whole agenda. We care about illegal aliens and we care about they're going to put them in jail for this long and then we're going to let them out because I don't feel this isn't going to do anything. It's only is making matters worse. To keep them in there. How does that make sense? This is somebody that they let out. Truly sickening. I'll tell you. Check it out.
The Department of Homeland Security says ICE has lodged an arrest detainer for an illegal immigrant from Venezuela accused of killing a Loyola University student last week in Chicago. 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed while walking with friends along a nearby campus pier. CB Cotton is live with the latest on that. CB.
Hey, John, DHS is now slamming Chicago and its sanctuary policies while announcing an illegal immigrant has been arrested for killing 18-year-old Sheridan Gorman. The agency is identifying the suspect as Jose Medina. DHS says he's in the country illegally from Venezuela, and agents shared this timeline, saying that on In May 2023, he was apprehended by U.S. Border Patrol and released into the country under the Biden administration. And a little more than a month later, the agency says Medina was arrested for shoplifting in Chicago and released out into the streets again. DHS Acting Assistant Secretary Lauren Biss, writing in part, quote, "We are calling on Governor Pritzker and Chicago's sanctuary politicians to commit to not releasing this criminal illegal alien from jail back into American neighborhoods," end quote. So these alarming new details come as the Gorman family continues to speak out about the young woman's life, saying she lived with intention, faith, and a kindness that defined who she was. Loved ones say she had every reason to feel safe as she walked out near her campus dorm with friends to try and catch a glimpse of the Northern Lights. Chicago police have said the shooting happened at around 1:30 a.m. on Thursday at Toby Prinz Beach, just minutes from the Loyola University College campus. Local outlets say witnesses reported the suspect had on all black with a black mask as he fired towards Gorman, who was trying to run away. Her family released a lengthy statement that says in part, quote, "We appreciate the work of law enforcement in bringing the case to this point, but for our family, this is not about a process. It is about accountability, and it is about ensuring that Sheridan's life is not reduced to just another case moving through the system. This cannot become just another story that fades with time." Public and private services to honor Gorman's life are planned for this coming week in New York, where she was from. She was studying business in Chicago and only a few months away from finishing her freshman year.
So she wasn't even living in, she wasn't technically, for college, but she's from New York City. New York, and y'all want to know the worst part about this? The worst part about this is the next thing that I'm about to show y'all. You literally have an individual that has truly on the right track in her life. Obviously, we see on the right track, doing what she needs to do, as a young adult. Seeing how many kids are doing horrible things, not even thinking about school. And for individuals, again, a lot of the left, let's start with Mayor Brennan Johnson, Governor Pritzker, that aren't taking, any type of accountability. Not only that, refusing. Let me show y'all. Refuses to apologize for his policies that led Sheridan Gorman's unaliving by an illegal in his city. Imagine that. It truly does not make sense. Truly does not make sense. And I don't understand this. I truly don't understand this. How can somebody be so cruel and so nasty? Like you will, like, this individual, he will want this to happen again?
We're going to continue to pray for those victims.
Will you take this opportunity to apologize to Sheridan's parents for the policies that you promoted that would directly caused her death? That suspect would not be in the city, would not be in the country, but for your policies. Will you take this opportunity to apologize?
Well, again, I believe that we're all grieving the loss of Sheridan and other folks who have lost their lives because of senseless violence. And let's just be very clear, between the Safety Act and the Welcoming City Ordinance. The Welcoming City Ordinance was passed 40 years ago by the first black mayor in the history of Chicago. And the Safety Act was passed under the governor, at that time, who was a Republican, Governor Rauner. Thank you for your questions.
So you will not apologize?
He's full of shit. And everything that always comes out of his mouth got something to do with black. Black. All because this black individual and this black. Come on, bro. Like, be for real, take accountability and stop bullshitting. I mean, honestly. Because that's truly what you're doing. That's truly what you're doing. He's full of it. I promise you he is. Says Chicago Democrat Mayor Brandon Johnson refused to apologize to a family of 18-year-old Loyola University Chicago student Sheridan Gorman or acknowledge that the suspect is an illegal alien. The simple fact that you're a mayor, you can't do these things, just show and just showing on how you respond to situations like this. Again, this is not something that I'm surprised about. It just makes me mad because it's like, you serious? I'm going to tell y'all one thing for sure. I seen this on the news, regardless, son or daughter. If you have that authority or you have that what is the word I'm looking for? You have the opportunity, I should say, to move, do it. If you Chicago, Illinois, do it. If you had opportunity, because I'm telling y'all, these individuals just ain't right. Just ain't right.
Disturbing acts of violence like this set us back as a city. We will not tolerate those who break the law and put the lives of others in danger. And as they do on a regular basis, our Chicago Police Department led a swift and decisive investigation and identified the person that is suspected of being responsible for her death.
The suspect, 25-year-old Venezuelan illegal immigrant Jose Medina, was supposed to be in court yesterday, but his hearing was postponed because he's being treated for tuberculosis. He faces a number of charges, including first-degree murder. Gorman's mom promising, quote, "We are going to get justice for Sheridan. We have a voice and it is going to be heard. We are beyond shattered." It is a preventable tragedy, Caroline, and it's directly tied to liberal policies. Liberal policy number one, Medina entered the country illegally in May of 2023. President Biden was president. Liberal policy failure number two, June of 2023, he is arrested for shoplifting and yet released into the interior yet again. Number one, number two. And for those who say angel families are far and few, no, they are not. Let's just put up some of the pictures of these young women who are no longer with us. Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungary, all of their names, all of their pictures, you will see them here. And these are just 4 stories, all Biden administration policies.
Yeah, I think it's funny that JB.
Again, I'm gonna leave this here for all the individuals in my comments always talking shit. I'm gonna leave this picture right here for a second for all the people that's always in my comments doing the most, talking crazy to me and wondering why I support with what's going on, with what ICE is doing. Look at what's going on. I mean, be for real, y'all. Look what's going on. Disgusting, bro. Truly disgusting. Check it out, more Fox News.
He was looking for a killing.
Look, it's a heart-wrenching story, and it's heartbreaking. I'm a father of 2 daughters. My 2 young daughters have walked that very beach that young girl, Sheridan Gorman, walked where she died. And, Pritzker puts out a statement through a spokesperson. He doesn't say anything himself, and he waits 4 days. And the only reason they're even saying anything is because he's starting to feel the heat. People have noticed that the governor has been silent on this when he's always talking about how bad ICE is and all these other things that he opposes that really are about enforcing the law. But he's out there, and he's cowardly, and he's doing what he's doing behind the scenes through a third party. And what he is a reflection of what today's Democratic Party is. And who are these Democrats?
Exactly.
They're for open borders. They're for sanctuary.
Let me hear that again. Exactly. Let me hear that again. Third
party. And what he is a reflection of what today's Democratic Party is.
Come
and
on
who are
now.
these Democrats? They're for open borders. They're for sanctuary cities. They're for defund the police. They're for no cash bail. And all they do is endlessly attack law enforcement and ICE agents. And it leads to the sort of thing that just happened to this young girl. And I think about this young girl, again, as a father myself of 2 daughters. I think about her just beginning her young adulthood, beautiful
Exactly.
young girl, a daughter, a sister, probably went away for the first time in her life to college, making her parents proud, and this happens to her, and it could have easily been avoided if Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson did one simple thing: do their jobs.
Yeah. Do their jobs. I know that hurts. Not, prayers go out to the family, sending my love and condolences. Prayers go out to y'all. Just for the simple fact that this is very disgusting on what happened. And it's truly sickening, that they're even letting this go on. And he said it, this is the reflection, of the Democratic Party today. It truly is. Truly is. Check it out, Scott Jennings.
This Democratic politician in Chicago is blaming this poor girl, this poor murder victim, for her own death. Cut number 7.
All the time, right? They go out on the pier, they walk around. So the kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally.
It was probably about, almost call her out of her name. Oh, just by that much, almost. About right there. Might have startled. Like, what, bro? Might have startled. So that's the wrong place at the wrong time. A beach, you walking on a... This truly just goes to show you a Democrat. Like, I truly don't understand. I truly do not understand how so many people just love and support when it comes down to Democratic Party. I truly don't understand that. I promise you I don't.
But that's...
You gotta be an idiot, bro. I promise y'all, I'm not even trying to be mean. You gotta be an idiot, bro. To support these Democrats that's sitting here and doing things like this. And I ain't gonna say y'all, because I know John Fetterman. I know he's saying some different. I know from what she talking about. Trust me, I know. But for her to say that.
That is an elected official in Chicago who says the murder victim, Sheridan Gorman, was in the wrong place at the wrong time. What about the illegal alien from Venezuela? Was Mr. Medina in the wrong place at the wrong time? Common sense would tell you that yes, in fact, he was. But the Democratic Party folks, well, they believe an American murder victim was in the wrong place, that she shouldn't have taken a walk with her friends in her own country. How many more times do we need to see Democrats tell us who they are? It's
crazy, man. I'm telling y'all, it's truly crazy. Truly sickening. At this point, I'm hearing what others have to say about this, because it truly is sickening when it comes down to this story.
What goes through your mind as you listen to his reaction today and you look back at what he said right after President Trump's election?
Obviously, Governor Pritzker does not care about the American people.
Exactly.
He hasn't said anything about Sheridan. He actually went to Minnesota to put down flowers for Renee Good, but did not go to the lakefront where he filmed an ad to show how safe Chicago is that's now stained with her blood. He hasn't gone there to drop a rose. We are tired, America. We need help. I've been sitting here in this chair for 2 years asking the federal government to supersede the policies that are making the American people sitting ducks for criminals, literal criminals who crawl through a hole in the gate and are being subsidized with our tax dollars. How much more can we take? She's not the first woman to be killed by an illegal in this city, in this country, but yet every time we ask for the help and we get the help, we have our local officials here who send out their liberal army to go out and fight against them. And we're asking everybody to now get out the way and let them do their work. Mr. President, we need another Tomahawk helicopter here in the city of Chicago at Leona Park Beach Shelter. That's where that man lives, and if there was one gun in there, there are several guns in there.
Exactly.
They are terrorizing and harassing the American people, and our local officials refuse to do anything about it. So we're asking you, please, President Trump, come save us. Sheridan didn't deserve to die, and we don't want more of American blood to be spilled on the sidewalk by these invaders.
Exactly. Talk to him. Talk to him. I'm telling you, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to put out as much information as put out many others, you know, that know the real, know what's true. You know what I mean? So people can actually realize what's truly going on, that they truly don't care about you. This is President Trump. This is the last video, you know, that I will show, you know, and I get out y'all hair, but I'm just saying this stuff is definitely important. Check it out.
On Thursday, a precious 18-year-old college student named Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed while she was walking in a park. She was just walking into the park, didn't do anything. The illegal alien monster charged with Sheridan's brutal murder had come illegally from Venezuela and been released into our country by Sleepy Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. And I don't say that because I think he's fine, he's okay. I don't like him, dislike him. I talk about job performance. That's all I care about, job performance. Worst president in history. And Obama wasn't far behind, by the way. But he was then arrested and released again by Democrat governor, a real slob of a governor, J.B. Pritzker, in the sanctuary city of Chicago, which we could make safe in 2 months, I would say. 2 months if we sent in the group, Tom, right? 2 months would be good. 3 months, very good. 4 or 5 months, it would be great. But they would never call because they don't want to do that. All they have to do is call and ask for a little help. The Democrats in Congress do not care how much American blood they shed in their demented pursuit of open borders. From Sheridan Gorman to Jocelyn Nungary and Laken Riley, their quest to flood our country with illegal aliens has left countless American victims in its wake. They never changed. They see what's happening. They never change. That's what they want. They want to get the votes. With sanctuary and sanctuary cities going at levels that they are, and we've ended a lot. We've done a lot. But for some reason, they love it. It's a sanctuary. You know, sanctuary cities are sanctuary for, it's really a sanctuary for criminals. With Secretary Mullen at DHS, we will continue our record-setting efforts to deport these illegal alien criminals from our country, and we are doing at record levels despite a very unfair court system, a radicalized left court system, and others that I'm not too fond of also. And we'll protect innocent American lives. Every single illegal migrant who has a criminal record must be deported immediately. If they have a criminal record, you got to deport them. And there's a lot that came in under Biden. And Kamala, the great border czar Kamala, who never went to the border, never called Border Patrol, never once called Border Patrol. Can you imagine?
That's saying being cool. He being cool. Every illegal, you know, that has that criminal record, deport him.
Isn't that, Jim?
I'm just
She's
saying.
the border czar. She never called Border Patrol. Explain that to me. He's the worst. She was as bad as he was. Going to give him IQ tests next.
Truly, truly crazy, I tell you. Truly crazy. Truly sickening. I definitely wanted to put out this story because I definitely feel like, you know, this is something that I definitely had to check out, and I definitely had to, you know, share with everyone, especially individuals that's in my comments, you know, that truly aren't paying attention to what's, you know, what's really going on, what's real. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to every single last one of y'all. Definitely, you know, for everything that y'all do. Like I said, prayers, you know, to Sheridan Gorman, you know, to her family. Sending my love and condolences, you know, to them. It's truly a sad thing. You know, you're talking about a college student that's not even from, you know, where she was going to college, a freshman at that, you know, and just getting her life started. and you have this happen. And like I said, this goes on Biden as well as, the other Democrats that are wanting this, to happen. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.